Hi, I'm Paul Lazier. I am the CEO of Fully Functional Technology.
I'm Don. I'm the COO of Fully Functional Technology.
And I'm John, the CTO of Fully Functional Technology.
So we met, it's 7 years ago now, 2014, on a project called the Marvel Experience, and that's Marvel Entertainment, Marvel Comics. There was a traveling roadshow, which at the time, and I believe it still is, the most technically complex touring operation ever created. It was insanely complicated, and I was designing the network for it. Show that involved a lot of IT, but also needed to collapse and move to other cities, which was something that hadn't really been done on that scale ever. And again, I don't think it's been done again now. It was done by the same company that had done Walking with Dinosaurs, Michael Jackson Memorial Tour. So they had some experience, but nothing like this. So I came out of network administration and I didn't do cabling. I didn't do any of the physical infrastructure. So I had contacted someone who had introduced me to these guys
And at the time we were running another business, and Don and I were business partners. And we got this call out of the blue that just seemed really wacky.
It was.
It didn't seem like a real project that we were being asked to work on, but we followed through on the call. And before we knew it, we were in Scottsdale, Arizona. We were managing our home operations back in LA. Mm-hmm. And we had this whole thing going on in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale was where it started. We were working literally 20-hour days regularly. Like, this was not just once. We were working 20-hour days on this thing that no one had ever done before. And that's where we realized, when you work with someone like that in close proximity for so long, you see them tired, you see things working, not working, happy, angry, frustrated, and you kind of get the measure of people. And we realized not only were these guys really committed to having things work and were amazing, but we had a synergy. I know that's a buzzword, but it really was. It was like, oh my gosh, these people, we meshed together personally.
We just made a really good team.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good way of summing it up. Yeah, we made a good team.
It kind of came really, together for us, and became apparent to us that we had something special, because not only did we see our own synergy, but then everybody that was managing the project seemed to see our synergy, right, and started to just hand us every single problem that they could think of.
Right. And
to be honest, we just kept
hitting it out of the park, right?
Every single time. And some of it was wild stuff.
It was stuff that wasn't IT. We just became known as the guys who solve things, the guys who get stuff done. So from that, and I say it was 3 months in Phoenix, in Scottsdale, but after that it was San Diego, Dallas, and Philadelphia. So it was a good year long of this massive project that, again, we were inventing stuff all along the way.
You remember that time that the internet handoff was dropped off nowhere close to the project,
right.
And then we were told that we were just out of luck, that there's nothing else to do,
right.
And we figured it out because we happened to have about a mile's worth of fiber optic cable in the back of the truck, and we just got it all connected and going.
So it's a combination, and in my experience, I think on all of our experience, you don't often get this combination of the desire to do things in best practices, right? The desire to do it the way it's supposed to be done, and the MacGyver ability to kind of slap things together and just make it work. You usually either get one or the other. And I think that was one of the special things that I really feel that we had and still have 7 years later, is we can set things up, and we're always looking at the right way to set it up, how to do it in the best and most excellent way possible. And when we need to invent it and just make sure it gets done, I always think about Apollo 13, where failure is not an option. And that's been the story of us over all the projects. Throughout. So we from Marvel, we went on, we built the first VR arcade for IMAX. Don designed that, and then from there to Dubai, right? The world's largest VR theme park. And we've moved into MSP services and all these other things, but it's still that core. it still goes back to me to that synergy, that team that we found in the Marvel
Figuring out
experience.
problems.
Figuring out problems, making it work the right way, and when necessary, inventing it.
I think
Just-
it helps a lot too that we're just kind of like came together and realized we're all on the same page with how to do this
Right.
stuff. We have a desire to bring excellence to the table. We have that don't quit attitude,
Yeah.
don't be defeated attitude. So, I mean, really, we'll, kind of, we were able to see that not just do I have this, but man, this guy here,
Yes.
he has the same desire to just like go to the ends of the earth to make this project a success. And you don't see a whole lot of that. You really don't.
I say it is a little like, and this may be overstating a bit, but this is my experience and understanding of it is, when you go to war with someone and you have to have these objectives. People's lives are not always, some of the stuff we do actually, there's some medical field, but these are important goals, and knowing that you're not going to quit, you can put your back against this person and they're going to handle their end, you're going to handle your end, and it's going to get done because everybody is pulling in the same direction to make sure that it's going to happen. And that's something I've always valued, and something that 7 years later still happens to this day on any project that we're on.
And these core values of ours have taken us around the world to do amazing things. And all of the most, like the grandest and all the most complex IT projects that any of us have ever heard of are the things that we've worked on.
Yeah.
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 That's kind of how we became FFT.